Hey guys, it's me. Hey. It is true with truly matters of the heart. I just wanted to come and talk to you guys for a minute, okay? And it's getting a little dark now, so I'm going to turn the light on. Give me 1 second. Y'all listening to my music? Yes, look. Keep holding on. Ooh, I'm back. Thank you. And I'm going live. I haven't done this in a while. I get really nervous when I go live. But oh well, I'm going to do this, okay? So, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being with me. For everybody that's been on this channel with me, I thank you so much. I'm telling you, everyone, the first one, the second, third, whatever it was, I appreciate you guys for being here, viewing, giving me a thumbs up, or like, or most importantly, subscribing. I thank you so much. But I want to come on tonight, you guys, and I want to talk. And I'm taking some suggestions and things, and I'm going live, okay? And the topic tonight is suffering in silence, right? Let's stop suffering in silence. And I was in here, and you know me, I had my little wind down Wednesdays or whatever. And hey, I'm just moving how spirit moves right now. And I was in here grooving with this, and I was prepping on some things. And I told you guys each time I'll show you what I'm doing to hold accountability to myself and allowing you to hold accountability, because that's what it's about, growth and accountability, okay? And the topic is, stop suffering in silence. That's it. Like, no suffering in silence. Like, we all walk around with our own traumas and things that we've been through. However, and when you get to that point in your life where it's a thing of, hey, if it didn't kill me, it only made me stronger, right? And 9 times out of 10, whatever somebody done to me, somebody probably done to them. It's learned behavior. You know what I mean? But we can't make it into tomorrow if we keep holding on to yesterday. You heard me say that before. And I'm saying right now, let's not suffer in silence when we have platforms and places and people we can talk to, And if you don't even have to talk to anyone, but don't hold on to it. Don't suffer in silence. We can suffer in silence in a room full of people, laughing and dancing and playing, but internally, everyone is suffering in silence about something. People suffer in silences in close-knitted relationships, whether it be household and family, or husband versus wife, or, girlfriends, buddies, friends, whatever you may have. We all go through moments of suffering in silence. And I'm at a point where I wanted to bring that out and talk about it, because this is the show. Truly matters of the heart, correct? And these are matters of my heart, and we're so busy walking around with masks on and perpetrating and doing whatever we think we should be doing according to whatever else someone thinks of us, or where they think we should be, to the point that it leads you right back into the same thing, suffering was in silence. And I'm coming today because I want to break that curse, because that's what it is. It's a curse, and I'm listening to music, guys, and I hope it's not too loud, but I just want to be right here, park for a minute on a vibe status, and just talk about it. People are in relationships, workplaces, just within themselves. You can be in the house all with yourself. I'm not gonna say by yourself. I pray that you get to a point where you're with yourself. It's a difference from being by yourself That makes it alone almost, right? Now, if you're alone, totally alone, you haven't even counted yourself for anything. But when you're with self, it's something different. And suffering in silence can have you to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Things that you'll probably go home and suffer some more about if you're not making peace with yourself. And I wanted to talk about that tonight because there's so many people walking around with masks on and being fake and phony, and or either you're pointing and blaming and all these things for whatever you are and wherever you are within your own skin, right? Now that's some real suffering in silence type moments when you're in your own skin and you're not comfortable, right? I'm just simply coming here to talk tonight because I want to see us be free. I want to see all of us be free to love without expectation and all this other stuff that we come with as people. You know, the hidden agendas, the this, the that. Like, why is it always a problem? Why is it always some confusion? And at the end of the day, you all came together by the grace of God. You made it to this location safely. Why not let it be love, joy, and laughter in the midst of? It's always one. It's always something wicked going on in the background or in the cut or the corner. And yet you still are suffering in silence. And it's time to free yourself. You can't grow if you holding on to things that harm you, that hurt you, that cause you pain. You can't grow from that. All that can do is continue to destroy you, you know? And I just wanted to come on and talk about it because when you're suffering in silence, you will walk around with masks on. You will try to conform and get and bend and fold to get to whatever to no for approval. And I'm the type. I'm cool with who I'm cool with, how it goes. But at the end of the day, I will not fold. I will not bend. I won't compromise when it comes to certain things. And you may be looking at me because one thing they say about Virgos, we will play. I mean, we could come off playing dumb to you or naive to anything, but I'm not. And I'm just simply saying, as a people, we got to be real with ourselves and start to learn how to care and love for ourselves, on love for us, on us for us. And my whole point is, if you're walking around suffering in silence, you're not going to ever grow past that. You got to free yourself. And you definitely can't get into tomorrow by holding on to yesterday. That's already a topic that's been spoken of on this channel. Truly matters of the heart. But my thing is, it's time to let go, let God, and let's love people. How about that? Let go, let God, and let's love. Can we do that? Real talk. But you don't have to suffer in silence because 9 times out of 10, the people around you are suffering just as bad as you are. The sad thing about it is the ones that try to probably make you feel a certain type of way, they're suffering the most. They're you times 2. You understand? But speak on what you feel. Share what's on your heart. Get with someone and pray on it first. I ain't gonna tell you go to any and everybody because some people want to see you fail. I hate to say that right now because that's not the message I'm truly trying to put up. But then again, this ain't it ain't me. It's doing what it do. It's gonna happen in divine order and how he wanted to be done. Guess what? The same person that will make you feel like or try to make you feel like you make no sense or you whatever, they're already suffering in silence. But instead of focusing on the fact that they're suffering in silence and don't know where to start or how to begin to come up out of it, they will make you feel like what you're talking about sounds crazy or you're tripping or whatever. No, boo. At that moment, that's when you need to look over, say something, and then look up and pray for them. Pray for them that they may find themselves in whatever they find that's irritating about me or about you. That's how you do that, because that's what suffering and silence do. It'll have you starting to point everybody else's stuff out, but then you better be quick to know when you point 1, 2, 3 more. Y'all done heard me say this a lot. Point 1, 3 point back. And my hands, y'all know me, hands are ashy, but we'll get to that later. Okay? No, real talk though. When you get to all of that, pray that they find their way and they free themselves from the bondage that they're tied up in when it comes to suffering in silence, right? It's bondage. It's and 9 times out of 10, you're not the victim that you want to be in anything. You always play a part in everything, or you wouldn't have ended up there no way. Whatever situation was. Now you got to own your stuff. And you got to pray over yourself, cover yourself, and do whatever it takes to free yourself. And then you learn to forgive yourself and the party that may have, or you felt like the game. Some of you come in with games. So when you start to pick out your game and this person that played you faster than you, now you're mad. Now you're the victim, but you went in on the predator status. Either way, you pick your fence. Okay? My whole thing is when you know it, start to cover you. Cover you, clean you up, repent for you, and then you go back and you forgive that one. And either way, you can't hold them fault because you signed up for it too. We have to first learn how to own our stuff. That would stop half of the suffering in silence. A lot of people are suffering in silence right now because their pride is bigger than the situation. How about that? Their pride is so big, they know they done messed up, and they won't even come back and apologize. What they'll do is go over there and make everybody else, get anybody on their line to make it look like or feel like you did something to them when they did you fucked up. Excuse my language, but mess you over, right? Or tried to, attempted to, motivated to, whatever they tried to do. If it ain't kill you, it made you stronger. Hello, and you're still standing. Hello. But my thing is, at the end of the day, you see you every day, all day. I don't care how many times you go in that bathroom. At some point, something will tell you to look up and look into the mirror. And when you look up and look into the mirror, ask yourself real talk. How you feeling right now? How are you? Are you okay? You need to check with you before you ever looking over there for anything else. When it comes to people and their shortcomings or their problems or their issues or whatever. Because I don't care what they might turn out. They might be a jerk, a a-hole or whatever, but they suffering in their own silence, right? While making noise sometimes. Because the room can be jumping and there could be a lot going on. But at the end of the day, they're still suffering in silence. And I apologize for that, you guys. I meant to put an earpiece on, but either way, we're going to keep it moving. So these are the things I'm saying. We have to free ourselves before we can do anything. And we're talking about growing, right? That's what this is all about. Like getting better, becoming better people and loving on one another and trying to do the right thing and letting go of bull crap. Anything that harm you and don't mean you no good, let it go. Even if it was something that happened to you in the past. I done had so many things that happened in my past. Okay, and things that happens all the time. Hello, God forbid, but I'm here. And I'm not even looking back as to what I want to do to this one, that one, or whoever. I'm not pointing, I'm not calling. If God would always set a place for you and your enemies, that's written, right? I don't have to do a lot of things, and I don't have to. And one thing I know I don't have to do today is carry the grudge, right? And I'm good with that. Because guess what? When you let that up off of you first, a whole lot of your suffering in silence was that guy daggone wagon you was pulling, old giddy up. That's right. Let the wagon go, baby. Because horses like to run free too. You understand? I promise you. Just let go of whatever happened. That's the first step. Let it go. And if somebody did it to you and then you did it to someone, have it go. At the end of the day, ask for forgiveness, pray for it, even forgive the person that may inflicted something on you. That's the first part. And I guarantee you're going to feel some space get filled up with something wonderful. That's going to be that peace settling and sliding right in. That wagon you dropped off that you've been carrying around, whether it's anger, guilt, resentment, grief, all of these things, envy, jealousy, whatever your situation is, right? Once you drop that wagon and that horse start to walk with his chest up a little bit, that's that weight you done dropped a little bit, okay? And at the end of the day, once you drop the weight, guess what? Slides in a little more peace. And you like, whoa, hey, oh, this feels nice. Come on now, let's giddy up on that. For real. I mean, but let that go first. Okay? And if it's things that you're holding or harboring, find peace with it. But if God set a place of time for you and yours, and you get invites to things and then you don't come, or you still fussing every time you're asked to come, and you say no, but you would like to, like, come on, that's your moment at the table right there. You don't even have to show up to say, oh yeah, because I'm gonna give all them a piece of my mind. Just show up and watch how things move. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything because God's grace will already shine upon you. Real talk. And guess what? The table ain't set when you walk in and you think you're going to give everybody something. The table is set when you and that person who may inflicted some type of pain or uncomfortable moment on your life, whether you were a child or an adult or teenage status, whatever the case may be. How about when they start loving on you and you looking like, well, I remember. Yeah, but guess what? God's setting the table right there. It's being set right there. Go on in and take a seat. If they're loving on you, God had already showed them who you are. There's no need to fight. There's no need to be ready to hold everything you've been harboring for 15, 20, 10, 12, 5 years or less. Now you don't have to do that because he already paving the way. Just slide on in there and park it one time. If they already meeting and greeting you, see, just give it what it is. But stop moving in silence and suffering in the process. We got to free ourselves first, people. We can't go nowhere. We can't do anything. We can't grow no further than we can see if we don't set ourselves free from walking around suffering in silence. And if it's some things and you may not ever have the opportunity to say to that person as to what they may have done, get on your knees and pray. And as you pray and ask God to show them what they done and who they are, at the end of that, before you even get up, saying that, guess what, God, give them the same thing you given me. Some peace in my life, some joy in my heart, and some laughter all through my spirit. Ask him to give you that. Give that to them as he's giving it to you. And guess what? The silence is broken right there. But I don't like to see people, our people, and we all are our people. I don't care what color, shade, or creed you come from. I don't like to see people in pain and suffering and walking around, but especially when, and the one thing I don't like to see is when I see you. But then when you doing it and all because you can't contain whatever you wrestling with in yourself and you being spiteful, mean, and nasty, that right there is just totally unacceptable. Okay? But I mean, we gotta bring it on out. We're gonna bring it on out to the ballpark. We done talked about, since this channel has been here, we've talked about grief. I lost the one I love. We talked about childhood trauma and things that we could do to deal with that. And if we feel like it's a little too much, then that's when we need to move into therapy, because therapy is not a negative thing. Some of us have been taught so long that if you see a psychiatrist, something wrong. Guess what? A whole lot of us knew something was wrong way before we got to a point we need to see a psychiatrist. Some of your people around you told you that was what your problem was. They may have called you crazy, laughing, joking, but at the end of the day, I was also told by someone that is a lot of truth in a joke sometimes. Either way, if you know what they're saying matches what you're feeling, then yeah, you need to call a family meeting and say, hey, I don't care how or old you are, you can be young or older. Say, yeah, I think I might really need to check myself out and I'm gonna need some support. Whatever it takes. Do not suffer in silence. If we feel like we're losing ourselves, we need to find someone we can trust. And if we feel like we can't trust anyone, just go ahead on to the doctor yourself. Keep it to yourself. Go with yourself. But one thing for certain, I say with self. I didn't say by yourself. It's a difference, right? But please, folks, we said a positive we in 23. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm rooting for. And guess what? Suffering in silence. Sometimes you may not hear from certain people. Reach out and call them sometimes. Don't sit around and say they ain't calling me. No, reach out and call. And how about this? This another suffering in silence moment, but only it's in a little twist with it. Because a person may say something and not, or ask a question or do these things, and you may get offended by it. And then you just walk off, don't say anything, and disappear. This person don't know what it's about, and yet you haven't even had clarity. So you're bottled up with some negative energy that you carried on and conjured up off of something someone said in a conversation that you may have found offensive, but you never told them how you felt. Now you've been walking around with a whole issue with them for just asking a question. Okay? Speak it. Ask it. It's just a question. You know? And guys, guess what? It's getting late anyway, and y'all know me. I'm in the bed by 8, and it's past that. And my battery is getting ready to go out. But that's just some food for thought right there, guys. We have to stop walking around suffering in silence. If you feel a certain way, please reach out, talk to someone that you truly can trust. And if you don't know who, I promise you, if you invite the Holy Spirit in and then pray over that, because that's your plug to Jesus. If you are Christian, if it's to Allah, do whatever you need to do to get to the Most High and talk about it with them and let them bring it back to you. You'll know where it is at the end of the day. I love you guys, and I did not want to have to go here, but I don't want this to just cut off on us, okay? So that would be that. Suffering in silence. And if it needs to be a part 2, leave me something in the comments section. Just say thumbs up. Hit that for me. Thumbs up. And matter of fact, I'm facing you. Thumbs up should be over this way and subscribe over this way. If you hit a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, hit the bell, hit the word all, and that will tell you every time I post. But most importantly, do me a favor, because I don't want to run out of time with you. I miss you all so much. But please, leave something in the comments and say, hey, let's do part 2. And if you want to be a part of part 2, please give me your name, inbox me, do whatever. If you know me personally, you know how to get in touch with me. I love y'all so much. And y'all know my hands are truly ashy, but I have promised you I've been working on stuff. I'm prepping this. I'm prepping this for the female, husband and wife. And y'all already know cowboys. That's right. And then I have this one over here that I'm working on as well. Okay. So I am keeping busy. You guys know me. I'm always busy trying to stay out the way. And I'm not suffering in silence. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I may be in the house a lot because guess what? The early bird gets the worm. I'm up before the sun is up, and I'm in the bed before the sun go down. That's my grind. Get yours, do you, but it's gonna balance out. I know when to play and when I need to lay. That's what I do. But in the process of being in the house, I'm always working on something. I thank you guys. I'm preparing for something. One of my big sisters gave me some information. Shout out to you, Big Black Diamond. Thank you. I appreciate that. She gave me some information, and I've been quietly over here working and preparing for what I signed up for. Okay? I love you guys, and please, we have to first and foremost, starting today, we are going to break the suffering in silence movement, okay? I don't care where you are and who you're with. We can be in a room full of people and still feel alone. Some people, because some people are in that status of being alone. But we can be in a room full of people and still be a little somewhere else. or feeling like you're still suffering or struggling with something else. We don't have to do that alone anymore. Leave your comment here. And if you have a comment or anything that you may want me to speak on, if you don't want to speak for yourself, if you'd like to come on and we sit down and talk, we can do all of that. I thank you so much. I love you guys. And this was actually my live, and I'm cool. I didn't feel as nervous as I thought I would this time around. Smooches. I'll see you guys soon. Hey, y'all hear that? Hey, you know very well who you are or what you are. How about they my chocolate bar? Let's say we new superstars. Okay, love you guys. Smooches. Give me good.